These are going to be the top 10 best classes for getting bonds in Dead Rail. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment below what your favorite class to grind bonds with is in this game. And make sure to join my Discord, link in the description below. Ring that bell for those notifications. Let's get right to the video. Coming in 10th place is going to be the Doctor class. Now, while the Doctor class itself isn't really that great, you can combine it with stuff like the High Roller class to buy a ton of coal and get to the end of the game immediately, which will obviously get you a ton of bonds, like an absolute ton of bonds. You could also sell one Diddy Oil, one bandage to get another $20, so that you could start out with a revolver and ammo and still buy coal. You could even sell another one of the Diddy Oils and the other bandage to even get like even a better start, in case you don't have something like Cowboy. Even though Cowboy is basically the start, just like a little bit better. In my opinion, I think Cowboy is just a better choice. The main reason why people use this class is to combine it with High Roller so you guys can speed run to the end of the game near immediately, which will obviously be a very efficient way of grinding bonds. But I don't think this class is all that great itself for grinding bonds, but there is definitely much worse classes in this game for trying to get bonds. Let's be real here. I think you guys know what classes I'm talking about. Coming in 9th place is going to be the Arsonist class. Now, while the Arsonist class isn't that good on its own, it is actually a fairly cheap class, in all honesty. Like, the class is extraordinarily cheap. It's a very cheap class to get, so I'm going to be ranking it here just because there might be some new players that might want to grab this class, just because it is so cheap to actually grab. I'm trying to get this guy to get off the ledge so I could just jump back up here. Boom, there we go. It is an extremely cheap class to grab, and I definitely think that there is definitely a few people that might want to grab this class, because it is obviously better than the Nun class. Let's be real here. It is better than the Nun class for sure. That guy just shot me through the wall. Bro, I just got shot through the wall. It is better than the Nun class, but I definitely don't recommend trying to do this solo. This class isn't that great solo, but obviously it is better than the Nun class. It is an extremely cheap class to get. Now, coming in 8th place is going to be the Miner class. Now, the Miner class spawns with a pickaxe and a mining helmet, which is actually pretty good for new players, if I'm honest with you guys. Another reason why this class is actually pretty decent for grinding bonds with as well is not only is it extraordinarily cheap, like you can grab this class near immediately when you first started playing this game. Like you getting 15 bonds is a very easy thing to do in this game. So I think this is a very new friendly class. You also spawn with the pickaxe, which allows you to mine rocks faster than you would otherwise. And these rocks can carry you throughout a run without you even needing to ever stop at anything. Obviously, you want to stop at things to, you know, get bonds, because that's the whole point of, like, why I'm telling you this. But it will allow you to gear up before you stop for anything, pretty much. And like I said before, this helmet here, which will allow you to clear things at nighttime that you would not be able to clear during the day. Like, Sterling is extraordinarily dark at nighttime. But just keep in mind that in the shop, both the pickaxe and the mining helmet can both be bought here. So this class is kind of just like, you shouldn't really ever get it unless you literally have no bonds to buy anything else. Alright guys, so coming in 7th place is going to be Packmaster. Now, if I'm being honest with you guys, the only reason why Packmaster is going to be here is because Packmaster is just, quite frankly, a really good class. It is just an amazingly good class. That is the main reason why Packmaster is actually going to be here. Otherwise, Packmaster wouldn't be on this list because it is quite expensive as a class. But I do think this class is so good, it kind of carries it anywhere that, like, you would want to grind bonds in this game. And if you get enough wolves, you can just straight up beat the game with only wolves, even doing Tesla and everything in this game that could get you bonds, like town banks, like castle and things like that. If you have enough wolves, you'll be able to clear out the content, like, insanely easily. Now, I only had 5 wolves here, and I still almost, like, full cleared this town with just 5 wolves. Which, by the way, guys, is not that many wolves whatsoever. Like, it is a fairly small amount of wolves. And there's also still wolves stuck on my train that didn't even get into the fight, it looks like. So, if I'm being honest with you guys, I definitely do think Packmaster is an insanely good class. I think it is probably a pretty good class to grind bonds with, simply because of the fact... Oh, one of them got stuck at the train. What the heck? Simply because of the fact the class is so good, it'll make pretty much doing anything in this game where you get bonds insanely easy, and I definitely think this class is worth grabbing as well. Alright guys, so coming in 6th place is going to be the Cowboy class. Now, if I'm being honest with you guys, the Cowboy class is quite good on its own. And I definitely think it is probably the class you should buy if you're completely new to this game. It gets you used to kiting enemies with the horse. It just gets you used to a lot of different things. It also gets you used to zombies getting stuck in your horse because they're big fat nerds like that. If I'm being honest with you guys, it honestly is just a really great class overall. It is a really good class to grind bonds with as well. Simply because of the fact that it has such a good start. There's a freaking outlaw zombie chasing me. It has such a good start that usually you're able to clear the first town. I might die here. Hop back on my horse. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Basically, it's just a really good class to start the game with. Usually, the first town, it doesn't have this many zombies. This was a crazy first town, and I played it kind of dumb because I was talking the entire time. I definitely think the class itself is quite good, though, so definitely grab it if you're trying to get bonds. Alright, guys, so coming in 5th place is going to be the High Roller class. Now, the High Roller class itself isn't really all that great, but I definitely think specifically for just trying to get bonds, it is absolutely an amazing class. Now, of course, you do actually have a pretty decent start. You're able to buy a revolver and ammo, like, fairly easily, if I'm being honest with you guys. So, boom, that's 45. So, you could do this and get 2 coal, or you could even grab another one and get 1 coal and a bandage. So, High Roller has a pretty decent start. It's actually not that expensive as a class either. And if you're playing with other people, it can help you win the game easier, which will obviously make you grind bonds easier. Now, while I don't think this class is really all that great, I definitely think it has a lot of potential for just grinding bonds. I don't use this class to grind bonds, though. But I could see the vision because you could either speedrun the game with this class, or you could just straight up play the game normally and use the extra money you have to get set up a lot earlier in the run, which will allow you to get a little bit more bonds and make your run a lot easier overall. Alright guys, so coming in 4th place is going to be the Conductor. Now this is on the same lines as like the High Roller class, where it is just a really good class for speedrunning the game and getting through the game as quick as possible. And I definitely think Conductor is quite up there for just the pure potential of the amount of bonds you can grind. Now, if you're actually playing the Conductor class, especially solo, I definitely recommend that you grab a shotgun and a single ammo, or you could get a revolver and ammo, but I definitely think that a shotgun will be more ammo efficient overall. Now, with a single shotgun and a single ammo, you might find it a little bit difficult to clear clear the entire first town. So I would prioritize maybe looping around the town and just straight up like grabbing the church items and maybe getting a little bit of fuel and leaving. With the shotgun, every single hit will be a one-hit kill if you aim towards their head, besides on ironclads. So it is about the same efficiency as a revolver, if not a little bit more efficient than getting a revolver and 2 ammo. But you could also get a revolver and 3 ammo, which can actually be quite nice as well. So it's honestly up to you. I'd rather grab the shotgun. But yeah, I definitely think Conductor is quite good for grinding bonds. You can get through the game a lot quicker than you would otherwise. And that's really all there is to say about this class. Alright guys, so coming in 3rd place is going to be Survivalist. Now, I was going to record this sooner, but I started getting attacked by enemies. And as you guys can see, Survivalist, even without a gun, can absolutely clear these towns quite easily. Especially if you do this weapon glitch I'm doing here, where you just switch between the weapons to actually attack faster. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, the amount of raw damage output you can have. I'm gonna go ahead and light this zombie up. Let me light bro up real quick. Kaboom! Light them bros! Boom! Oh, he missed. Man, why do you always hit when nobody needs you to hit? But when you need to hit, you miss. Most unreliable miner zombie. But as you guys can see, even without a ranged weapon, which I would say is Survivalist's like main weakness, is that it doesn't really get going until you get a ranged weapon. Ooh, and I got a snake oil. As you guys can see, if you guys know what you're doing, it's still very easy to clear these towns. Like, extraordinarily easy even. And I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. I really don't think that this class is all that hard to play, no matter what. There's outlaws right here. Got my face, broski. And I definitely think Survivalist, after you get a gun, even though you do not need a gun, as I'm showing you guys right now, you do not need a gun, you can still absolutely roll towns. And after you get a weapon, you'll be able to clear any of the content in the game without a problem, honestly. Like, after you get a single ranged weapon, you'll be able to clear out literally everything in this game without ever needing to worry about literally anything whatsoever. I'm absolutely rolling this town with just melee weapons. That's crazy. But yeah, very good class, guys. This is the class I use to grind all my bonds with. Alright, guys, so coming in 2nd place is going to be the Big Bad Werewolf. Now, during the day, you are not strong at all. You are very weak. You're not a Chad. You do not have any aura, and you definitely do not have any maidens. But when it starts to turn nighttime, you turn into a Sigma Alpha Chad that will literally destroy everything in the entire game. Now, obviously, in turn, this allows you to clear any of the hard content in the game. Like, Castle, you could even clear without killing any of the enemies, but I don't know why you would do that, considering you could two-shot werewolves with a shotgun. So there's not really any reason to do that. But as you guys can see, at nighttime, you become the absolute Chad. You're basically a vampire slash a survivalist on crack cocaine, because you even get more HP, and the damage you do is absolutely massive. Like, you absolutely slaughter people with the massive amount of damage you do. Now, like I've said in the past, of course, this does not make you invincible, having all this HP, so you still have to play a little bit careful. Like, don't let 10 big oiled up werewolves bounce on you at one time. You only let them should bounce on you one at a time. Otherwise, you might get overwhelmed with the amount of people bouncing on you, and just quite frankly, it's just not a very good time. But obviously, as you guys can see, this class is absolutely broken at nighttime. It makes everything absolutely, like, the easiest class in the game to clear anything at nighttime with. So, the only issue is it is decently expensive, like the other top classes on this tier list. So, you do have to grind a little bit of bonds to get to this point, but after you get something like the werewolf or the survivalist, you'll be able to clear all the hard content and get all of the bonds you would ever want, and get a lot of challenges done, quite frankly. Alright guys, so honorable mention 2 is going to be the horse. Now, as you guys might know from watching some of my previous videos, I think horse is honestly one of the best classes in the game. And if you know what you're doing, horse might actually end up being the best class in the game. There's no debuffs, you run faster than normal, you can even let your bros ride you. And who doesn't want to let their bros ride them? First of all, let's be real here. And second of all, you're able to actually bring a cart on you as well, that your bros can ride as well. And you can put a turret on that thing and just absolutely slaughter everything in the game. Now, the main reason why this isn't going to be on the actual tier list, and if you guys don't know what an honorable mention is, it basically just means that it didn't make the actual tier list, but I wanted to mention it anyways. It is simply because you cannot get horse class anymore. It is a limited class, but I just wanted you guys to know that if you own this class and you're wanting to get bonds, that it is still an extremely good class to grind bonds on. Like, this class, I use horse a lot of the time when I play this game, just because there's no downsides to it, and it is just a really great class. Like, there's literally no downsides for walking faster. Why wouldn't you want that? You know what I mean? It's great. It's absolutely great. Alright guys, so honorable mention 1, another one that isn't going to make the actual tier list, but I just wanted to include anyways, is going to be the Egg Slinger class. Now, much like the horse class, I do think this class is quite good, but the main problem with it is just straight up that it just really, it's not available for most people to actually use in this game, because it was only available for a single weekend. So I definitely don't think that I'm going to be including it on the actual tier list, because there's no way that people that need to grind bonds probably have this class, if I'm being honest with you guys. Because you guys probably don't, have, like, the rare classes. I'm going to be honest. That's the reason why it's going to be an honorable mention, but I do find this class quite good as well. There's also no downside whatsoever to using this class. So, it's just a fairly good class to grind bonds with. I mean, like, you get a bunch of eggs. The eggs are unlimited as long as you make sure that these people die. Because you can only spawn 10 eggs at one time. So, make sure to kill these people off with guns, or make sure they die to enemies before you move on. And also, this class is just really good for getting money as well. Because if you get sheriffs or anything like that, you can actually sell your own sheriff buddies. And let's get this boy a fling. Alright guys, so coming in first place is obviously going to be the vampire class. I mean, like, let's be real here, you guys probably expected this. So first of all, vampire is insanely fast, it can heal from its knife, but you take damage from sunlight. Now obviously you can do the goofy strat that nerds use, like if you're a nerd you can do this I guess, where you hold something up towards the sun, including a body. You can even, like, let your bro throw it back in your face so you don't actually take any damage from the sun. If I'm being honest with you guys, this class is just really good. It's just an absurdly good class. The main issue with it is that the damage from the sunlight can be overwhelming at times, unless you know what you're doing. And it is also worth mentioning that this class is so fast to the point where there is a lot of content in this game that you could actually clear without even needing to kill enemies. Like, Sterling is a good example. Castle's another example. And, of course, as you guys can see here, if you know how to kite enemies, you can absolutely cook towns like it's nobody's business. And you'll be able to get the banks insanely easily. So, obviously, guys, Vampire is absurdly good. You're able to pretty much do any content in the entire game, other than 4, I would say, absurdly easily. And, yeah, I mean, like, if you want to get bonds, this is probably the best class to get if you have enough bonds to even get the class in the first place. Just be aware, before you buy this class, you will have to spend a run or two learning the class, because it does play entirely differently from any other class in the entire game. And make sure to use your vampire knife as much as you possibly can so you prevent the damage from the sunlight, because you will immediately heal it back up with the vampire knife. Anyways, guys, that's actually be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, or if this video helped you out, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn those notifications on, ring that bell, comment below what your favorite bond grinding class in this game is. Make sure to join my Discord. Link is in the description below. Hope to see you next one, guys. Peace out.